Good evening. Jim Nelson in the 19 News Now digital studio with Chief Meteorologist Jason Nicholas. This, of course, a 19 first alert day for the possibility of severe storms. Jason, we're already seeing some tornado watches out to the west. Take us through what we're seeing and where things are going here tonight.
Yeah, Jim, the next few hours are going to be pretty bumpy, especially west of Greater Cleveland, west of Interstate 71. Then that risk will eventually move closer to Cleveland, Akron, Canton later on this evening. Live look right now over downtown Cleveland. Things have been pretty quiet today as we expected. Not too much action. Temperatures are in the mid and upper 80s. You certainly feel the heat, little humidity out there as well. But all action off to our west. We've got this line there of red. That indicates this box here is a tornado watch for our western counties. That goes until 11 p.m. tonight. So we're talking about Erie County, Huron County, down through Richland County as well. Now the main action, it's not hard to see where the severe weather is. Right now it is moving into northwest Ohio. So we've got a lot of very strong storms, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, golf ball size hail. This is about similar to the setup that we had 10 days ago when we had all those tornado warnings as well as all that golf ball size hail. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different event most likely, but similar type of wording, meaning golf ball size hail, damaging winds, and the threat of tornadoes. Now, the good news right now, there are no tornado warnings in northern Ohio. The closest tornado warnings, and there are a lot of them, are down here into southern portions of Indiana, several down that way. None so far for us. I'd love to keep it that way. I would suspect, though, that this line will start to bring in some stronger stuff along Interstate 75, most likely in the next hour, and then moving towards the Sandusky area about an hour after that, and then later here into Greater Cleveland, 7, 8, maybe 9 p.m., I would think that we would start getting the potentially rough stuff here. Could be a little bit worse to our south, so we'll watch for that. A lot of times that does happen. By the way, we do have a few areas of rain and thunder out there now. One cell north of the lake shore, so certainly boaters beware there. And then another cell in and around the Warren area. Outside of that, again, Jim, not too much happening for us. It's kind of wait for it here as these storms continue to push off. Let's take a look here at our latest thunder tracker as we head through the rest of your evening. So there are those storms out to the northeast now. Those blow out of here. And then you can see by about 8 or 8:30, Sandusky starts to get hit, 9 o'clock, Mansfield, and then you can tell by about 9 or 10 p.m., this may be a little slow. I'm not necessarily buying this. My thinking is anytime after 8 o'clock, we should be on guard here in Greater Cleveland. But notice here, the worst of the weather across our western counties. Now, when you see something like this, there's a possibility here of a bow echo, meaning these storms start to kind of turn and become more of just a curved line like that. And what that indicates there, that's where we have our very strong winds, 60, 70 miles per hour plus. And what normally will happen as this line makes its way east, you get these little spin-ups along the line. And that's where, if we do have any tornado warnings tonight, will likely be right along that main line. Very tough to see. We don't think we'll see many storms fire out ahead of this, but if they do, they have to be watched very closely because those are the type of storms that can spin a little bit. Right now, we have not seen too much of that out ahead of this main line. So, Jim, right now, it's basically wait and see. We have a tornado watch in effect for our western counties until 11. We'll see. They may issue a severe thunderstorm watch as well. Normally, a tornado watch will cover that. With potential of very large hail, damaging winds, and of course, the possibility of tornadoes. Storms moving about 40, 50 miles per hour right now as they move into far northwestern Ohio. We have a couple of warnings here. This one, this particular warning for Fulton, Hillsdale, and Williams counties, and then this one's up in Michigan until 5:30, 6 o'clock on these storms. So we'll be ready. We'll have you covered here on digital as we always do. We've also, we don't ever like to break into programming, but we certainly will if a tornado warning is issued for any of our counties, and as well as our counties off to the west. Remember 10 days ago, we were on the air for tornado warnings in Ottawa and Sandusky County because those storms then moved into Huron County. So we'd like to kind of get on and let you know what's going on. We'll cover up the Gulf. I don't think it's overly close right now. and get that information to you if we have to do that. I think there might be a better chance, Jim. We go on the air at 6:30 for our newscast, providing this golf doesn't go long. We know it's always an if. I would suspect that any type of breaking into programming would likely happen after our newscast, after 6:30, 7 o'clock is the thinking. Again, we never like to do that, but that's kind of our responsibility here to let you know what's going on. To not scare you or alarm you. It's more of just to alert you and let you know what's going on. You guys can then make those decisions for yourself and get to your safe spots.
All right, Jason, sounds good. We'll leave it at that for now because, as you mentioned, we're set to hit the air at 6:30, pending the finish of golf. So we'll plan on seeing everybody at 6:30. Jason, we'll let you get back to work. And for everyone else, obviously, we've been following a breaking news story throughout the course of the day, a big breaking news story out of North Olmsted, and shooting inside the Giant Eagle in North Olmsted, leaving an employee dead and another man dead. Police investigating it as a murder-suicide, saying the two were at one point married to each other. But again, a man and woman dead after a shooting inside the North Olmsted Giant Eagle. We have a team of reporters working on this as we speak. In fact, our crews have been working on this from the very moment this happened. So we'll get into all of that a little bit more in depth tonight at 6:30. We do have plenty of information up right now at cleveland19.com, the 19 News app. Always an option there. We've been updating our stories throughout the day as we continue to get more information on that breaking news story out of North Olmsted. But we will have much more over on the TV side of things here coming up at 6:30 again. As long as CBS coverage of golf ends. Obviously a very busy day. We'll continue to watch both of these stories very closely, both on the weather front and on the breaking news front. Once again, in the 19 News Now digital studio, I'm Jim Nelson. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.